Okay, so we are at week 7, and I think my last update was right at about like week 3 or 4. So it's been a while since I have made a post in regards to my status on my vertical sleeve gastrectomy. So for anybody that might be watching this, May 7th was when I had my VSG done. Today is June 26th. 7 weeks was yesterday for me. I started at 272 pounds and I am now at 228 pounds and declining. So we're doing good. I've had really good weight loss progression. It has been a struggle. I get frustrated. I get really frustrated at the inability to eat certain foods or just kind of going through the trial and error of what agrees with my stomach and what doesn't. So not necessarily that I'm looking for bad food or to make the wrong choices, but more so like if I want to eat, a single shrimp, or I want to try a cooked vegetable, or whatever the case may be, and it makes me sick and I'm in a lot of pain and it's uncomfortable, then that means that my new stomach, isn't ready to process that type of food. So it's a step backwards, and you have to kind of force yourself to go back to that food and try again, because another day it may accept it, or you could be back in a lot of pain. So it's frustrating at the realization of right now I'm in the soft food stage, which means I can have like any kind of like soft meats. So I can do like a boiled chicken breast or a crock pot chicken breast, ground beef, ground turkey, shrimp. As far as meats are concerned, I can start experimenting with some of the more moist lunch meats and do like luncheon cheese deli wraps type things, cooked vegetables. So anything that's soft I can have. It doesn't have to be mushy. You still have to chew it to a really good consistency, but I can have anything that is that's soft. But I really can't, because my stomach says no. So right now I'm a little more frustrated than normal because I am struggling to eat anything right now. So a few days ago, it's probably been about 4 days now, my body started rejecting any form of food. And for a couple of days, I couldn't even drink liquids. So I am experiencing a little bit of complication on my own. So I go tomorrow to have a endoscopy so they can see what's going on. Doctor thinks that either, I ate something that was wrong that maybe is causing a blockage, or it's possible that there was a kink in my stomach. So we need to find out what exactly it is that that's causing me from being able to eat. So anytime I eat anything, whether it's something that we can have during the puree diet, or if it's part of my full liquids diet, it upsets my stomach, and my acid gets really bad, and I just kind of start vomiting up the meal. So I've been strictly on liquids for the last few days because that's what my body can tolerate. So I'm trying to integrate as much protein as possible, which kind of leads me to what I wish I knew before I had the surgery. And I watched a lot of what I wish I knew before videos, before I actually made the decision to have my surgery. I wanted to know kind of all the good and the bad, the pros and the cons. Everybody's different. So the things that I'm experiencing today are not going to be the things that necessarily you experienced during your trials and tribulations and in your journey. So for me, first and foremost, I wish that I would have known personally for myself how much I love food, because I didn't realize that I love food as much as I did. Like, I'm not an emotional eater, and sometimes I'll eat out of boredom, but I have a pretty good relationship with food. So I thought this would be a little bit easier. It's not. I miss food. I miss being able to enjoy the tastes and the flavors of things. I miss not having, I miss having spice in my food. I love things with a little bit of kick, really strong seasonings, bold flavors, and those kind of flavors now agitate my new stomach. And I'm sure that eventually down the line I will be able to progress back into having those, but not yet and not now. My acid indigestion is just ridiculous, so I stay away from everything that has any kind of flavor to it. Everything is very bland. I wish I would have known that my acid would be this bad. So they say with the VSG, it can cause acid reflux, so it's why it's not optional generally for people that already have acid problems. I have never had a problem with acid a day in my life. And now I sleep very elevated. I'm afraid to eat certain things or try certain things. I sleep with Tums right next to my bed because I never know when an acid attack is going to take place. And a lot of times it happens when I'm sleeping, even if I'm sleeping propped up. So that's a big one for me where I wish I really understood that concept, and what kind of impact it could have for somebody who doesn't naturally have acid problems. I didn't think that that would be a problem for me. I'm hoping for it to get better, and I'm hoping that when we do this endoscopy, we understand and find the underlying reason for what's been causing my acid to be so horrible. I just didn't know that level of pain and discomfort. So when I went through my educational classes, I was told that people who have VSG done do not have dumping syndrome. That it really kind of stays with like gastric bypass, or it stays with the DS or the duodenal switch. It's not something you typically get with the vertical sleeve. I am a testament to, I don't know if maybe dumping syndrome isn't the right verb, the best way to describe it. But it's exactly the same. I eat slow and I take my time and I allow my food to hit my stomach and do what it's going to do, because I've learned when I ate too fast one or two times, and that's all it takes for you to know not to do that again. So I know that it's not a fact of overeating, but when my stomach doesn't like something, it doesn't like something, and it doesn't matter where I'm at or what I'm doing. The pain and the discomfort is so great that you just want to get it out. Unfortunately, it starts working its way up through, burping, and, you get a lot of, I get a lot of mucus, and I apologize if this is too much information, but I do want to make sure that, anybody that's watching this understands kind of what some of the risks are that go with this surgery. There's a lot of mucus that comes up with it. And then after the mucus, and eventually the food comes up, and it's almost a relief. Like you are almost satisfied at the fact that it came out, because now you're not in so much discomfort. That piece was not explained to me. Actually, I was led to believe that was something that in the VSG you didn't have to worry about. A friend of mine actually had gastric bypass many years ago. And when I described it to her, she goes, "Oh my God, that's dumping syndrome." And that's what she gets, and that's how she feels when she eats something that she's not supposed to. And so be aware that it's real and it's possible. And unfortunately, I have probably vomited up more than I've actually held down in the last couple of weeks, which is why my weight loss progression has been great. But I'm not there yet. I wish that somebody would have told me how tired my body was going to be. I'm not getting my nutrients in. Right now, I can't even take my vitamins because anything I ingest besides my liquids comes back up. But even in the beginning, like the first week, after like the first week or two, like I was still really tired. And when I went to my support forums on Facebook, they were like, oh, well, your body's adjusting to, this really low level of calories and nutrients that it's taking in, especially week 1, because you're not taking vitamins then. And yet it's leaving you in a position where nobody kind of prepared you for that. So you're wondering, am I doing something wrong? Is something wrong with me that I feel so exhausted? Because I'm always seeing videos and posts from people who are so happy that they got this done. They have more energy than they've ever had in their lives. And I'm like, when am I going to get my energy? I want to feel that way too. I'm just sick of being tired all the time. I force myself to do things. I have 5 kids, but I'm tired. I don't feel great doing it. I want to enjoy it with them. That was part of why I went through and got this surgery. So knowing that your body has to adjust and it takes time and it's not going to be right away that you're going to feel this ball of energy. I'm at week 7, and even without my vitamins, I'm actually finally starting to feel a little bit of normal. But I wish somebody would have told me that sooner. I wish I didn't have to find that out, and I wish I would have known that this was normal, because I feel bad and I feel guilty when I'm tired. Like, I feel like I should be doing something. Like, I went and I got this weight loss surgery. I should be out there. I should be getting active. It's sunny. It's summertime. My kids want to go out to the park. They want to do this. And when I'm too tired, I feel like a jerk. And I feel like I'm failing at my journey, and I feel like I'm failing my children. But the more I talk to people, the more I realize that this is normal, and we will get there, and you do what you can when you can, until you get that normality back, and then those energy levels come with that. So I'm starting to get a little bit better, but again, week 7 before I'm starting to feel that way. So I'm guessing if I was able to eat and bring in the normal nutrients that I should, by now I probably would be feeling a lot more energized, but I am very kind of malnourished at this point, because of the lack of food and vitamins that I can intake for myself. And I think the biggest thing I wish that people would have told me, or somebody would have told me and given me more insight into, is just how horrible week 1 really is. Week 1 is like a nightmare. And I learned that the hard way. I came out and I got home and I was so excited to be home from surgery. I was in the hospital for 2 days. So I spent 2 nights there because I did have a little bit of complication, blew a vein. They couldn't find another one. Dehydration set in, so they had to keep me an extra day to be fully hydrated to send home. I couldn't barely get my liquids down. So I was on the verge of dehydration a second time. I agitated my sleeve, and started, vomiting up a lot of mucus. And so I had to go in and have, anti-inflammatories and steroids. And then they rehydrated me because I was dehydrated because I couldn't keep anything down. I wasn't so much in pain, but my emotions were a wreck. I was depressed. Like, I just wanted to lay in bed. I didn't want to do anything. I felt sad for no reason. My sense of smell was ridiculously heightened. I could smell like every drop of dog urine that transpired in my house. Nothing smelled clean. My children smelled sweaty. It was, constant cleaning and taking showers and, washing the linens and everything, because like everything made me nauseated. Like, it was like pregnancy smell, like on steroids, which was just crazy. It didn't last long, and week 1 was the longest week of all the weeks. And half of it was spent in the hospital. And I was miserable. And, I got through it with, snuggling with my kids and watching movies with my kids and kind of sleeping and dozing in and out. And, just really trying to find a balance. So don't beat yourself up on week 1, because that's not really who you are, and that's not who you're going to be. But your body went through a huge, major change. I don't care how simple they say the surgery is. It's a major surgery. You're taking like 90% of your stomach and getting rid of it. And so there's going to be some hormonal imbalances. There's going to be some ups and some downs. And don't feel like you're a bad person for feeling that way, or wonder what's wrong with you. It's normal and it's natural. And again, I wish somebody would have been there to tell me that when I was undergoing it. So those are the big things I wish somebody would have told me. I have had doubts. I have had days where I've said, why the hell did I do this? I regret doing this because I can't eat. Or there was a period this weekend where I couldn't eat and drink. I am frustrated. I'm frustrated. But I have to keep reminding myself I did this for a reason. I like who I'm becoming. I am now almost 3 months smoke free, so I can run around with my kids a little bit more. We went to the beach this weekend, and I could breathe, and I wasn't huffing and puffing as we were running up and down the beach and in and out of the water. And that was a huge win for me. And if I would have never gotten this surgery, I would not have quit smoking. My doctor forced my hand. He wouldn't do my surgery if I didn't quit. So, I still see a lot of positives and a lot of silver lining, and I know that this is not forever. It's just some of the struggles I'm coming to now. So if you think this is going to be easy, at week 7, it's still not easy. And I still have no idea how far out I have before it becomes easier. What I do know is I am still striving to help change our home habits and help change my own health habits and become a more holistic, better, healthier version of myself, and to bring that to my family and to bring that to my friends and to be happy and to be satisfied with who I am finally in life. So I don't regret the surgery. There are days I do. I'm still happy that I went through with it. And I know that we'll overcome the frustrations that I'm having. But it's a fight. It's a fight and it's a struggle. So that's all I got. It was a longer video today. So if you watched, thank you. Keep being true to yourself, follow your journey, and good luck. Thanks. Bye.